एक्चुअली ये मेरा लाइफ का पहला लाइव वीडियो है ऑन यूट्यूब, तो आई एम नॉट वेरी श्योर हाउ इट इज़ गोइंग टू बी ब्रॉडकास्ट, हाउ इट इज़ गोइंग टू हैपन. So what I have thought is that I'll give it a try. Let me also have a look how live appears to be. And एक छोटा सा एक राइड एक्सपीरियंस करने के लिए गया था टुडे. That's why I'm in this attire. The attire is why because I went for a Royal Enfield Himalayan experience zone. तो उनका एक ट्रेल राइडिंग हो रहा था. So I went around and for try to experience it. तो ऊपर से तो मैं साफ़ सुथरा हूँ, लेकिन नीचे से तो मैं टोटली गंदा हो रखा हूँ. वेल द वेरी रीज़न इज़ दैट बहुत ही अजीब हो गया था आज. कल तक तो शाम तक देयर वाज नो प्रॉब्लम, बट आज सुबह होते ही बारिश हो गई इन कोचिन. सो द होल ट्रेल वाज चॉकलेट पुडिंग, जिसके बीचों बीच हिमालयन को चलाना पड़ रहा था. तो लिटरली एक बहुत अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस मिला मुझे. आई वॉज नॉट वेरी श्योर हाउ ट्रेल्स वुड बी व्हेन इट इज़ इन दैट कंडीशन, but we got to have a good experience, very close to the experience when you have it in Himalayas when you go during the monsoon time. So that is the reason I thought I'll just take this opportunity and just go and try it out myself. मैं ये लाइव इसीलिए कर रहा हूँ and I'm not doing it as a proper video. The reason is that my Benelli TRK 502 aka Nandi, इसकी अभी हो चुकी है दी फिफ्थ सर्विसिंग एट 24,000 किलोमीटर मार्क. सो जनरली हर सर्विसिंग का कोई भी यूट्यूबर, कोई भी राइडर ऑफ बेनली, आई हैव सीन हिम जनरली कवर्स इन डिटेल व्हाट आर द एस्पेक्ट्स व्हिच हैपन टू इट. बट इन दिस केस व्हाट हैज हैपेंड इज दैट आई कुडंट गेट अ वीडियो मेड, प्रॉबेबली बिकॉज मैं ऐसे ही गया था कुछ चेकअप कराने के लिए, एंड सडनली आउट ऑफ द अननोन आई फाउंड दैट गाड़ी का सर्विस ड्यू हो रही है. So this is actually a very important aspect when it comes to owning all these high-end motorcycles. Companies का बहुत ही strict protocol होता है when it comes to your servicing. So you cannot just go around and service these bikes whenever you want to at your own free will. You will have to get the servicing done as and when they demand it to be. So my last servicing was done at the month of May. So 6 months later, somewhere in November, February, or November, December, the next servicing also was due. I was thinking that I need to go and get it serviced now only when I reach the correct kilometer mark of 24,000 kilometers. Well, that is not the case to be. You will have to definitely get it serviced every 6 months if you have an intention of maintaining the warranty the company intends to give it to you. So my request is that if you are owning these bikes, please don't miss the schedule of the servicing which the company tells you to maintain. My mistake was that I missed the schedule, but however the company was considerate because I am a long distance rider. I drive a lot. As on this date, that is within 1.5 years of owning this bike, I have already completed 25,000 kilometers, and that video is coming up of me completing the 25,000 kilometers subsequently because I am little tied up with my work and some other commitments, so I have not been able to upload my videos. Nevertheless, it will be coming up in some short time from now. लेकिन 25,000 किलोमीटर हो गई थी और मैंने सोचा कि आराम से मैं 24,000 किलोमीटर का सर्विसिंग कर लूँगा, बट ऐसा नहीं है. यू हैव टू कंपल्सरली गेट इट सर्विस एवरी 6 months. इट इज़ नॉट फ्रॉम द डेट ऑफ यू गेटिंग द बाइक, इट इज़ फ्रॉम द डेट ऑफ योर लास्ट सर्विसिंग. तो अगर आप ज़्यादा गाड़ी चलाने वाले हो, यू आर राइडिंग अ लॉट ऑफ बाइक राइड्स, यू गोइंग फॉर लॉट ऑफ बाइक राइड्स एंड इट इज़ clocking a lot of kilometers and you getting a servicing done, from there the 6 months counts. So please don't be under the impression that your motorcycle is something which can be serviced only twice in a year. It needs to be twice. So जब भी मैं मन करूँ जाके करा सकता हूँ. नहीं. Why are you actually bringing out these videos at the 24,000 kilometer mark? It is not the major servicing of this bike. This is not the major servicing of this bike. It is just one of the scheduled periodic maintenance of the bike. The major servicing comes at 18,000 and thereafter it comes at 30. So at 24,000 it is not the major one. But what surprised me the most is the bill which came for me. Bill का कुछ component कुछ ऐसे हैं जो होना चाहिए था and I got it done from the service center. But apart from that, there have been some point of the bill which I think deserves the notice of everybody who is running it. So before that मैंने क्या change किया था? So if you can see on my bike, I have replaced it with a brand new chain sprocket which comes in गोल्डनिश कलर. ये OEM बेनली का नहीं है. दिस इज़ फ्रॉम अ ब्रांड कॉल्ड एज क्रैंक वन, विच इज़ अ दिल्ली बेस्ड कंपनी. A very fine piece of engineering which has been done on the chain sprocket. Please disregard this mud मैं ट्रेल करके आया हूँ तो थोड़ा सा है मडी मडी. So this chain which you see over here is a brand new one from Crank One. So this Crank One chain, by the way, costed me around 7,000 bucks against around 14,000 which comes from the Benelli brand. Also I got the rear sprocket chain which is a black colored one. The rear sprocket also costed me some 2,500, which in the original would have been somewhere close to 4-5,000. And the front sprocket, everything mila jula ke along with the OEM parts and the OEM payment for the labor would have been 27,000 or 25,000, something like that. So I didn't want to spend so much on a chain sprocket because I am expending my chain sprocket a lot. So what did I do? I decided just to go and buy it from a aftermarket product. The aftermarket, as I told, is a Crank One. The review which I want to give you about this is the chain and the rear sprocket is excellent. I've been trying. I just did a trail, so I really realized how good it is. But the problem is now coming up with the front sprocket. The front sprocket, by the way, थोड़ा सा अंदर है, छुपा हुआ है. Front sprocket is from this brand Crank One. जैसे कि मैं आपको दिखा रहा हूँ अभी. This is the brand, the Crank One. So this is not a good piece of front sprocket. Reason is that इसके अंदर जो grooves है ये थोड़ी सी है U shape में. If you can see, the inner grooves are slightly U in shape, whereas when it comes to the Benelli OEM sprocket, they are slightly V in shape. So what happens is that when you place this thing on the main shaft जहाँ से वो आती है and chain ऊपर से चढ़ती है, so there is a slightly amount of play, click 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 kind of a play. Now this play will eventually wear out your shaft, main shaft, and उसको अगर replace करने जाना है तो पूरा engine निकालना पड़ेगा, and that would have been a huge amount of money that you would have to spend. So therefore I decided that I will take the OEM one. Now OEM one surprisingly was much cheaper. It's around 550 rupees, and this damn thing is 1,200 bucks. Pretty good quality, I would say. It's very heavy, but the engineering is not perfect. I contacted the Crank One guys and I told them this is the problem, and they have been very happy to acknowledge it. They're not going to take it back anyhow. But still, the good thing is that I got a different product from the Benelli service itself. Now the reason why I'm making this very live video and not going with a proper video, and I don't want to waste time making a video, is that I wanted to show you the bill. So I'll take a moment and I'll just show you how the bill looks like. So if you can see, this is the bill from the Benelli Kiwi and at Vaitla. So now the problem is that when you see the cost of the products, that comes around to be just 11,396 rupees, but whereas the service cost or the labor cost is 9,204. Well, they have done a lot of changes. They have done the chain replacement, they have changed the fueling system, they have changed the concert bearing was replaced. You can have a detailed look at all the prices of all the servicing which was done, apart from the fifth servicing which was done for this bike, which is 3,776. Now all these things are as per the time the labor spends. So 3 hours or 12 minutes of labor, well, along with the GST amount, cost me 3,776 rupees. So and then also then after that you have the chain sprocket replacement coming at 1652. Then you have the concert bearing. I didn't realize that the concert bearing replacements would cost me 2,500 bucks. So that expensive is the bill when it comes to servicing the Benelli motorcycle if you take it to them, because everything that is done there is as per hourly estimates. Now the hourly estimates are going to be high, so you can very well be assured that you're going to shell out a lot of money when it comes to servicing. This is a point I think if my video can ever reach the Benelli guys in India, please have a considerate view. It doesn't deserve to have so much of expenses when it comes to servicing, replacement of parts or something like that. This is one very dark part, or the shadowy part, or the negative part, or whatever you want to call it, which will bring down the value of your brand in India. I thought I'll make it a normal video and put it out, but I thought why not try it out in the live mode. I've got very less people who are looking into this video, but still I'm very glad that I could make my first live video. Apart from that, the review of this bike at 25,000 kilometer mark, the bad boy is still too brilliant, and we are still planning out our next big journey. This Here I'm having some 2 or 3 major journeys all the way from south to north India. So these things are in progress. That's why I've come down on my riding schedules in the last 2-3 months, apart from the work burden which is there on me. Anyhow, we'll catch up with you later. So if there's any query, please do drop in any of your valuable comments and recommendation suggestions in this video or any other video which I have posted. Chalo, chai, bye bye. See you. Have a great Sunday.